feel like I need to block everything out and stay focused on my goals. Take over the globe.
In a different mind state. I'm playing for keys like in the streets, I want it my way. Hey, fuck that state, we eating beef, we know that crime pay. They say we dogs and every dog gon' have his dying day. Come in that demon SRT, that big is sideways.
Which one are we driving today? Trackhawk or M3? Which one are you taking? I think I'm gonna be taking the Track Yao. But tonight I'm gonna be filming a night POV video with the M3. We have yet to do one with the M3. We did one with the Trackhawk and a lot of you guys enjoyed it. I figured why not? It has a way nicer interior than the Trackhawk. It got all the ambient lighting and the big screen. It's definitely gonna be a vibe, and I might even do a story time for you guys. We got the Tracky in track mode. We're gonna throw it in sport mode, and we're gonna do a small little roll for you guys. Ready, ready, ready? All right. This thing literally does a wheelie. I made a quick stop to talk about the Hawkman Alpha 85, which is a jump starter for diesel and gasoline cars.
Now let's unbox this thing. The packaging is really nice, I must say. And then here's the manual. It says make power different if you can't read English. Here's the jump starter. And it can jump start gas up to 8.5 liter and then diesel up to 6.0 liter. And then here's where the cables will go. And then here you have Type-C, USB, and DC. And then you'll also have right here a light. Let's turn that on, boom. You could get it to get brighter. And then you can have it flashing. And then you can have it flashing slower. And then you can make it flash red in case you're lost and need someone to find you.
So it can do three things really well. Jumpstart your car, charge your phone, and provide you with a flashlight.
And under here you have all your cables. So here are your positive and negative. And then here are your other cables to charge this thing.
This is definitely something you'll need when you least expect it. So it's better to have it than not to have it when you need it.
Here's how easy it is to use. We're gonna pull this back and then we're gonna take this. Pull it in there, and it's easy to know which way it goes in because there's an arrow. Then you're gonna take the negative and put it with the negative, and then you're gonna take the positive and put it with the positive, and wait for it, and now it's ready.
Now I'm gonna jump in the car and give it a start. And honestly, it's just that easy to jumpstart your car. The link to the jump starter will be in the description below, so go get yours now. What's good?
What's up?
You ready for the ride of your life?
Not really. I'm a little scared.
It's gonna be like a roller coaster. You ever been on a roller coaster?
No.
Well,
I'm scared.
First time for everything. Did you say you're scared of roller coasters?
Yeah.
Oh God, this isn't gonna go well. I should have had you like sign like
A waiver?
a waiver or something, just you know, so you don't sue me after. You wouldn't sue me, right?
No, I never.
Set up that way. A lot of people straight pipe their Trackhawks and you can't hear the whine, and I think we have a good mixture. We have the Borla catback exhaust on this car, so you get a good balance of everything. Let's do one more for you. You flew off during that pull?
Yeah, me too.
Bro, I thought you were kidding for a second. I thought you said your head flew off. I was like, what? You look like you're in shock, bro. Are you good?
Yeah, it's a little fast.
A little? Just a little bit?
A little bit.
Oh my god, that's cool. I want to replay that back where your hat flies back.
My whole body flew back, not just my head.
That line is crazy! Buddy? It flew back again! Ready for this downshift? Oh, boy, that sounds so good. Made it back home safe in one piece, and that's always a blessing. So a couple months ago, I got my Trackhawk impounded as well as a misdemeanor, so a total of 6 points that were gonna be on my record. And well, that is if I was found guilty and convicted, I would have got the 6 points on my record, which is halfway to getting your license suspended here in Michigan. It's 12 points, so I would have been, you know, halfway there. I would have also served 90 days in jail. That is if I was fully prosecuted to the maximum. So the day after the Trackhawk was impounded, I got it all back, and it only costed a couple $100. They also confiscated my weapon, which at the time was not registered due to an error. That could have been another misdemeanor, and you know, it would have just been all bad, but the cop decided not to give me a misdemeanor for that because he knew that there was an honest mistake, and he just simply took the weapon away and said you just have to file proper paperwork and you would get it back. Well, I filed the proper paperwork and I got the pistol back. So far, we took care of 2 problems. We got the weapon back and we got the car back. The third problem was obviously taking care of the huge ticket, which was for reckless driving. It was also a misdemeanor, and again, it carried jail time, up to 90 days in jail if convicted. So I let my attorney take care of that. His name is Gregory Sheena. He is the best in the business, and no one is better for the job. I will leave his info in the description below. After I hired my attorney, I went to the police station and requested video cam footage as well as dash cam footage for the pullover. And the reason I did that is because the police officer said that he witnessed me accelerating at a high rate of speed while getting completely sideways, which was absolutely far from the truth. That did not happen. The area which he said this happened was a total of 25 feet. I couldn't have reached even 15 miles per hour in this little area. And here's another problem. My Trackhawk is all-wheel drive. It cannot get sideways whatsoever. It pretty much just goes straight. That's about the only thing this thing can do. Basically, the whole game plan was to poke holes in his story because I know he said a few statements that were not true. And as the court date was approaching, I started to get a little worried because up to this point, I have yet to get the dash cam footage or the body cam footage from the police. They had promised me that I would get the footage within 14 business days, and well, we were way past that. I think up to this point, it was about a month or a little over a month and still didn't get the footage. So I decided to contact my attorney and tell him if we could reschedule the upcoming court date because we do not have our footage. That's our entire case. That's our evidence, and we need it. My attorney then told me he was going to contact the prosecutor's office and see if they could push the court date and reschedule it to a different date when we actually have the evidence in hand. I hung up the call, and in my head, he was gonna ask them to reschedule it, and it was a no-brainer. They were gonna reschedule it. Up to that point, we had about 4 to 5 days until the court date. So I was like, well, I don't have to show up to that court date because he's gonna reschedule it. So during the next few days, my attorney never contacted me and confirmed to me that they rescheduled the court date. In my head, I assumed that they rescheduled the court date. So on the day of the court, I never showed up to court, and I was supposed to show up to court because it's a misdemeanor, and misdemeanor you're supposed to show up with your attorney. Now if it was a traffic ticket, you don't have to show up, but a misdemeanor you have to show up, and if you don't show up, they will pretty much put out a warrant for your arrest, and you know, they'll arrest you. So I didn't show up. My lawyer called me like 150 times literally to get me to wake up for this court because he knew if I didn't, I would have had a warrant out for my arrest. And well, even after 150 calls, I was not able to wake up because my phone was on silent and I missed the court date. And now my attorney has to convince them to not put a warrant out for my arrest and arrest me. And because I didn't show up, now the prosecutor has leverage over me. We were basically forced to make a deal. Otherwise, they could have simply put out the warrant for my arrest and I would have went to jail for the night. And even under those circumstances, my attorney is such a badass that he was able to get me one hell of a deal. So after everything is taken care of, like court costs, I also have to take 2 classes, and after all that's done, I will have 0 points from this case. It got dropped from 6 points to 0 points. And that's all because of my attorney, Greg Sheena. His information is in the description below. Even though I don't believe I deserve to get the reckless driving and misdemeanor as 6 points to begin with. I know for sure I did not deserve that. I'm so grateful that we were able to drop it to 0 points. I am very happy with the outcome. And I also didn't show up to court, so I could have been arrested. We didn't even have our evidence, yet we still got one hell of a deal. And that's what happens when you get a good attorney. You must invest in a good attorney if something like this happens. So that's it, y'all. We got the car back, we got the weapon back, we got one heck of a deal, and now we're back to business.